Did he roll this man up like a Cinnabon and pin him for the 1, 2, 3? I did. Welcome to Wrestle Capsule. I'm your host, B. We are going to be talking about WWE Backlash. Let's get into it. First match of the night was for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. This match to me was my favorite match. Watching this match, the two women did a phenomenal job. Oh my goodness, there's just so much to unpack in this bout. What I loved is that as time went on within the match, I heard more and more Io Sky chants and more boos on Bianca Belair's end. Puerto Rico, the crowd is my favorite crowd thus far. Like, I hope they go back. I hope WWE goes back to Puerto Rico to have some other premium live event because I want to freaking go. They're so into it. And what I loved about Bianca Belair in this match was, even though she's clearly the babyface, Io Sky's clearly the heel, Bianca Belair she wasn't acting heel, but she could tell that the crowd was really for Io Sky, and she kind of leaned into it and she accepted it. And I love the facial expression that Bianca Belair was making when the crowd was cheering for Io. She was just like, all right, I see y'all. She definitely took it on the chin. I just love that the crowd acknowledged Io Sky's talent and she was going in. There were a few times where I thought that Io was going to take that Raw Women's Championship. Realistically, I knew that Bianca was going to retain. But the idea, like how the match was going, the back and forth between these two, this made me feel so much better about women's wrestling in WWE. That match alone, seeing Bianca and Io just go at it and show up and show out the first match of the night in Puerto Rico. It was dope because Io Sky came out by herself, came out with her entrance music, like she's coming out on her own. She's going for the Raw Women's Championship. This is her time. She's in the first match of the night. And Bailey and Dakota Kai try to interfere towards the end of the match, and it did nothing because Bianca Belair was able to still get the KOD on Io and pin for the 1, 2, 3 and retain the Raw Women's Championship. Omos versus Seth freaking Rollins ended up being not bad. If anything, it did what I expected it to do, which was to make Omos look better. It made him look more of a threat. It just, like, rubbing shoulders with Seth freaking Rollins, having a match with, you know, the visionary, the revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins. Like, Seth definitely sold to Omos so good. But overall, I'm even though this match didn't make sense to me originally, I could appreciate it. Every time Seth freaking Rollins would just come at Omos, it was like this man was just running into a brick wall, which is Omos, because Omos did what he does best, which is to showcase his large stature and his strength. And there were times where he was just punishing the freak out of Seth. And Seth being able to sell beautifully to him to make Omos look good. Then when it was Seth's time to shine, he was able to. He was quick, he was moving, and in the end, Seth freaking Rollins was able to pick up the W. I was expecting Omos to win, but I like what they're doing. They're building this man up. Even though he's not winning, this is just him building up his resume of wrestlers he's been in the ring with, and it's only making Omos better. So I have mad respect for him. And also in the same breath, I'm seeing why Seth freaking Rollins won, and he had to win. I really hope that Seth is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. The fans love this man, so him winning kind of gives me hope because, you know, this tournament is starting because they're going to be going to Saudi Arabia May 27th at Night of Champions. They are going to crown the new World Heavyweight Champion. Why am I not surprised that Austin Theory retained the United States Championship? So the triple threat match for the United States Championship, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed. The only reason why I was interested in it because of Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. And of course, you just throw in Austin Theory because he has the championship. But the way this man retained, I feel like this man retained the United States Championship by the skin of his teeth. Like he barely kept his belt. Even with the crowd in Puerto Rico, they were starting to side with Bronson Reed. I can see Bronson Reed becoming a champion, just not yet. Two of my favorite parts of this match, when Bobby Lashley is able to do like the delayed vertical suplex. Hold that sucker up! And then you have Bronson Reed doing the freaking moonsault. This big man doing a moonsault? Are you kidding me? Definitely give me Bam Bam Bigelow vibes. Love it. This SmackDown Women's Championship match between Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega. One thing that made me crack up was before, I think it was even before the bell rung, like before Zelina Vega got into the ring, she had gotten a flip-flop and like threw it at Rhea Ripley in the ring. I have to admit, I did get a little emotional about it. Oh, even the way this woman came out, like her whole gear was the Puerto Rican flag. Everyone was, oh my goodness, the crowd was so for it. And it was beautiful because Zelina had her family in the crowd in the front and she was able to hug them, be with them. And it was just a beautiful thing to see her people support her in having this humongous opportunity in her homeland. Then Rhea Ripley coming out, she got her all white. She just ready to just stunt. Overall, I have to admit, maybe I sound a little greedy, but I don't care. I would have wanted this match to last a little bit longer. This match could have used a couple of more minutes. It was realistic. Like Rhea Ripley, she's a very strong woman. She's tall AF, especially compared to Zelina Vega, but Zelina was able to use her size to her advantage as well as Rhea. So we were able to see both of them shine, but not as much as I would have hoped. But I feel like in the end, I feel like the crowd got what they wanted. The crowd was able to see their very own get an opportunity like this. And you know Zelina Vega, her and her freaking hurricanranas. But when Rhea Ripley was able to counter Zelina Vega's hurricanrana with a powerbomb, that thing was a beaut. Street fight between Damian Priest and Bad Bunny was all that I could have hoped for. We had surprise appearances from, oh my goodness, Savio Vega. We had freaking Carlito come out of nowhere. The crowd was going off. Like the chemistry that Bad Bunny and Damian Priest had in that ring, like this really did feel like a street fight. Like they had the kendo sticks, even Savio Vega giving Bad Bunny like this awesome looking kendo stick with the Puerto Rican flag kind of like around it. Like that was dope. And then Damian Priest taking it and hitting Bad Bunny with all this stuff. You have them coming out of the ring and making their way like in the crowd. Like it was crazy. Pandemonium! These two men started using weapons. Like they were just straight going at each other because of the heat and hatred between these two. The way that this match went from start to finish just made sense. So it took them a while to be able to be like, oh, okay, let's just use these weapons to use our environment and freak each other up now. First and foremost, I would have beat your A in the ring. The way Bad Bunny was hitting Damian Priest with the chair, like I felt it in my soul. So let's get into this 6-man tag team match, okay? So you got the Usos and Sikoa versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. Going into this, I was feeling a little bit over the whole Bloodline storyline only because it's getting dragged out for so long, and I'm like, we need some more development in this storyline in order for it to stick, to stay entertained, stay engaged, wanting to know what's going to happen next with the Bloodline. When is the breaking down really going to go? I mean, the Usos have been losing lately in their matches, but in this 6-man tag team match, so many developments, so many advances in the Bloodline storyline, which honestly was a lot more, I was more interested in that than the match itself, because there's miscommunication, there's beef, like oh my goodness. I thought that Jey Uso and Sikoa was about to scrap in the ring, and I'm like, y'all, this is not the time to be doing this. Like Usos are on thin ice right now. You tap that sucker, it's gonna crack. Roman Reigns is side-eyeing the Usos right now, and Sikoa is like, I'm not like, all I'm here to do is win this freaking match for the tribal chief. I don't have time for this BS. With Jey Uso and Sikoa like having confrontation, like it was crazy. The way Jey slapped the shiznit out of Sikoa's chest, like I thought Solo was about to give. And then at one point, I think Jimmy accidentally like super kicked Jey Uso. That happened. And then Jey almost got pinned, but then Sikoa fixed it. And in the end, Solo was able to get the W for the Bloodline. But there's issues. Oh my goodness, the stare down between Solo and Jey. I swear you could have cut that tension with a knife. Jimmy is in the ring with his two brothers, just smiling like, come on, man, we won. Either Jimmy was so oblivious to the tension, or he was trying to calm his two brothers down. Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes ended up being better than I expected. The storyline that they putting these two together, I just didn't want it, and I didn't want to see it. So having that in the back of my mind going into watching this match. But I mean, there was a lot of blood involved. There was a lot of getting effed up by steel stairs, chairs, suplexes, all that stuff. Cody Rhodes, he just came out going like he's been being held back literally by security guards for weeks now, and just wanting to get fully his hands on Brock Lesnar after Brock Lesnar attacking this man and making a fool of him. This has been pent up and built up anger and pissed offeriness. And it is always wise when your opponent is way bigger than you. It is so important for you to get the first hit, multiple hits in, and don't let up and don't stop. And that's exactly what Cody did. He would not stop. He kept going after this man every chance that he got before Brock was able to get his hands on Cody. Catch Cody Rhodes and hit that mofo in a German suplex. Brock Lesnar ran into the exposed turnbuckle and hit his forehead on that sucker. And the way this man started bleeding, and it truly would not be a real Brock Lesnar match if he did not take his opponent to Suplex City, bitch. Cody hitting Brock Lesnar with a Cody cutter, and then proceeded to do 2 crossroads on this mug. Lesnar still kicked out. What is even crazier is how Cody Rhodes won this match. What was it, a roll up? Did he roll this man up like a Cinnabon and pin him for the 1, 2, 3? I did. Cody needed this win. He needed to finish the story, but don't finish it with the World Heavyweight Championship, because that's not a part of the story. Let me know what you thought about Backlash. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off. Bye.